What's going on, guys? Welcome back to 100% Chelsea and welcome back to episode 9 of the Sad Barca show here at the Green Man pub in Wembley. I'm here with Jack. Jack, how you feeling, man? International break's over, Spurs coming up next week. Well, this week.
Mate, I'm ready. I'm looking forward to it. It's a shame it's at Wembley again, but you know,
easy trip for us though.
True that.
This is the away pub actually for Spurs.
It is exactly. I'm looking forward to it, mate. I really am. I mean, at the end of the day, it's Spurs away. It's one of those games every single season.
Fourth as well.
Yeah, exactly. You just get ready for this game each season. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Looking forward to it as well. Let's go straight into the questions. Let's start from Jean-Luc 1516428. I hope I got that right. It says, "Hello fellas, what are your thoughts on the delaying of Stamford Bridge being redeveloped and expanded? If it does happen in the near future, how would that impact the club? Is it something the club should be promising the next few years?" Thoughts?
Right, thoughts on the actual postponing of it. I'm actually quite happy with it. I'm quite old school. I like Stamford Bridge the way it is, and there's something about Stamford Bridge which is special, and you know, you don't want it to go, but eventually we're going to have to embrace the change. It's one of those things, like the whole situation with Roman Abramovich at the moment. It's easy to understand why it's been put on hold, and I think in the long run I think it will be for the best. Hopefully it means we've got a little bit more money for transfers potentially.
Yeah.
But at the moment, I can't complain. I'm actually quite happy that it's been postponed.
Same. Do you want me to be honest? I didn't even like the design of the new Stamford Bridge.
It grew on me.
Nah, it looks like a glorified Emirates. The wraparound corporate Matthew Arden in the shed end, it's just going to kill the atmosphere. If you want to be really honest, look at the Emirates and look how they've adapted. Look how the Arsenal fans have adapted there. Look at West Ham. Look how they've adapted. Haven't seen Spurs yet, so we can't really judge them. But you ain't really heard great things about them at Wembley either.
Yeah.
So it's just going to be the same thing for us.
They were shite songs anyway.
They're all shit.
Exactly. It started.
Carry on.
Yeah. Anyway. What was the other? Oh yeah. How it's going to impact? I've got to say though, it is needed. To be fair.
Oh yeah.
The way that football's going, you need a change eventually. If you look at pretty much most, if not all, new stadiums that are being built now, they're built to be multi-purpose. You know, other revenue streams for clubs and that type of thing. And I think Chelsea need to go that way. I mean, if you look at the teams who are like making the big bucks at the moment, like United and Man City, they haven't got money. They don't do many stuff with their stadium. They still got the money to be able to sort of buy things they need, if you know what I'm saying. But Chelsea have sort of begun to tail away a little bit. I mean, $1 billion there to compete with a country, you know, with Qatar and the whole thing with City and all that. It's hard, so we need other revenue streams. So eventually it's going to need to come, but, you know, as I said, I don't want to see it come. But, yeah.
That's basically what it is. Let's go straight to the next one. This one's actually this one's two questions that we're linking, one from Instagram and one from Twitter. We're linking from the Pat Jacobs and at C4L_PB, and they've both more or less asked, do you think Giroud should go in January if Morata keeps starting ahead of him?
Now, I've got a bit of a weird obsession with Giroud. And I mean, you know it and you know, or everyone knows it. My obsession with Giroud is a bit off the scale. So I wouldn't like to see him go, to be honest. I think he is... Okay, he's not a goal scorer at Chelsea.
Yeah.
But I like to think that he does link up play, you know, it's just occasionally, but that's not what we're looking for, really. As long as it contributes goals, I don't really see the problem with it. But, of course, he's in his 30s. He can get more game time elsewhere. He definitely can. He's still got the ability to score a good goal. So, you know, I wouldn't like to see him go, but it could happen.
You want me to be honest? I don't think either of them are good enough. And I think that's just going to be the way it is for the rest of the season. That's what I've been quiet about. That's why I've been more or less quiet about the strike situation, because let's be honest, it's not really going to change.
Well, no, don't get me wrong. I don't think that either one of them two are good enough at the moment for Chelsea. No way. I mean, as we've said before, well, you said anyway, we're our striker away from winning the league.
Yeah.
Which is probably true. But it's one of those things. Like I think you need to have experience in a team. I think Giroud brings that, especially big game experience, just with his age and the games he's played in. I think that's vital for a team. And if he's willing to accept a more behind-the-scenes type role like John Terry did as he got older, and not play as many games but have more of an influence.
No, because the thing with, I think with Giroud's style of play and his age and with his strength and everything, I don't think age is going to impact him for a good couple years. I think he'll still be this good in, let's say, a couple years, 2, 3 if we want to talk about. I don't think he would have declined that much. But I think in terms of Morata as well, if you want to look at both strikers, people are saying that Morata, I think he scored more goals at this point than he did last season or something like that.
Yeah.
Something along the lines of that. But let's be honest, in Sarri's system compared to Antonio Conte's system, a defensive style of play to an attacking style of play, you're going to get more chances. Fact is, he's just putting away goals because he's creating more chances. That's nothing against him. He's doing his job.
Yeah.
But we're not seeing it consistently enough.
Exactly, and then that goes to argue, I'd say, if we have an attacking formation, then obviously that gives more opportunity to the strikers, and surely they should be scoring more, potentially, but then again it could be in part to some of the players around them. I don't know.
I think when it comes to us, we're undefeated, we're in a great place. Nothing to complain about, We're not trying to spy any negativity or anything.
No, right.
But be honest, we ain't contending for the title, I think if you want me to predict where we're going to finish right now, top 3. I think where we are right now, third. I don't see us dropping any lower than that.
Yeah, I mean, I still think there's a chance at second. I think it'll be between us and Liverpool.
There's a chance. If we got second, I'd say for Sarri's first season's brilliant.
Yeah, I mean that would be amazing, especially with a team which is almost inherited by a couple of players which he's brought in.
Yeah.
So yeah, that would be amazing. But yeah, I mean, I think that's pretty much all you can say about it. Really, it's one of those things which you'll talk about every single week, won't you? So
yeah, because it's all putting things into perspective and trying to read into the future and shit. But let's go into the next question. Next is from Hashi131. He says, "How old are you guys? Everyone that comes on the channel, including Lawrence."
So I'm 21.
I'm 20.
Raz?
I'm hopping in on this because everyone seems to think I'm like 127 years old.
When it's in fact 126.
Exactly.
I thought it was 128.
120. Yeah, no. To be fair.
Right, I wasn't actually going to hop in this week because I wasn't actually going to be here technically because I've got this station. But I'm actually 20, not 26, not 28, not 27, not 36, and not 42. Who the fuck thought I was 42?
Me?
Hey, fuck off, Jack. Seriously. And Scott, it is
42. Wow.
I know I'm overweight and I know it adds a few years, but fuck me, lads. Just because I've got a couple of grey hairs, I'm not 42. Jesus Christ. But also, Scott over there is 20. Jan is, we're pretty much all about 20, 21 actually.
Yeah.
Lawrence is 22.
Missing yeah, I think that's it.
Which we got Chris.
20. He's like 22.
Chris is like 22, 23. Like, we're all quite young.
He's an absolute beast for his age.
Yeah, Scott didn't know that. He's quite surprised with that. But yeah. So.
I mean, that was it, really.
Yeah. Next
What's next?
question.
On the next one or not? Final.
It's from Jordan. He says Umbro or Adidas.
Adidas, obviously.
Yeah, easy Adidas.
Easy.
Oh, wait. In terms of our old kits, or in terms of in general?
I think Adidas wins either way.
Yeah, so do I.
The Centenary kit was quite nice. And that
It was very
Centenary
good.
kit
that the one
was
with
nice, but Adidas was just consistent.
I didn't like the 2006-7 kit. I didn't like the Predator kit. I hated it.
You hated your 6.
I hated it.
I'm trying to.
It's the one with Shevchenko's first season with the the lapels like that.
You hated that kit?
that
I
one.
didn't like it.
I thought it was a classy kick up.
I didn't like it, and I didn't like it until on the Champions League. I didn't like the 11-12 kit.
I can give you that a bit more. But 06 or 07, nah.
That was a great kit.
I'm trying to think, 07 or 08 I thought was vile as well.
Was that the
yeah,
one with
same
like
kit.
the? What was
Oh,
the
wait,
one with
no.
like? And it was.
That was the Scuba Dome kit. The season we did the double.
Yeah, I didn't like that one.
Oh wait, no.
You look like a thermal.
Yeah, the Moscow kit.
I didn't like it. The fucking badge was out of place.
Yeah, and then what was in between that? No, we had the Predator one for 2 years, didn't we?
Yeah.
That was when kits were actually allowed to stay for like more than a year.
Yeah.
Before you guys started to rip us off every season.
Exactly. And we haven't bought this kit yet, and you said you'd only buy it if we got the back league, didn't we?
I get the Europa League final one just because it's a final kit.
I mean,
but as a kit itself, I don't really like the season.
Yeah, the away kit's alright, but the home kit is
beautiful.
Dreadful.
I think the away kit's the first kit in years where I've actually looked at it and gone, I'd buy that. And then he was shocked because I don't wear colours. I hate wearing colours. Like whenever we've done shoots and someone says, "Can you bring your Chelsea shirt?" I go, nah.
Yeah.
So I own one, but it doesn't fit me anymore. And I'm not going to wear a
kind of
crop
like
top
me,
to a BBC shoot.
I know what you're saying.
I'm not fucking retarded.
You'd stick out.
Yeah, I know I'd stick out, but I'd stick out for the wrong
Imagine
reasons.
that actually.
If people want to see crop tops and all that, there's another channel for that. They won't find it here, so you know.
Oh, I want to know about that now.
No, you talking about. But yeah, no, I like Adidas. By the way, Adidas Originals, because I wear your shit all the fucking time. Is there any chance of a sponsorship there?
Oh mate, that would be beautiful.
That'd be great.
I love your new Continental 80s as well.
They're very nice. Well, they're the crossover ones with.
They were like a throwback.
It's like the CP company crossovers. They're nice.
Yeah, they are very good.
The Commanders, I think they were.
I can't remember what they're called, man, but I mean, it's just a classic casual shoe, isn't it? Any Adidas one, pretty much. Munchens, Gazelles. I'm trying. There's so many, and
Sambas.
Yeah, Sambas. Yeah. There's loads. I know I'm forgetting loads.
Chili 62s. Oh, you guys don't carry that.
I'm trying to think of the. There might indoor sport. I think it might be called. I can't remember, but it's hands down Adidas. Can I just give a shout out though to the kit where was it 16-17 one where it had like the little lines?
That's my favourite.
That is my favourite one for a while.
I hated that kit. It looked like pajamas.
This is
I
the
thought it was
second time.
unreal. Yeah, I thought that kit was unreal.
The kit looked like pajamas. From a distance, it looked great because you couldn't see the little lines on it. But as soon as you saw the little lines on it, it just looked shit.
I barely
I
clocked
just thought it was amazing.
I barely saw them.
No, but when because you weren't right up close. When I was
No.
talking to you after a game,
When I saw the address for it, it looked like it was just like a light blue shirt and then dark blue lines. I thought this kit's gonna be terrible. I see it. The lines, they're barely visible. You barely notice it.
trust me, when I was interviewing you and you wore that shirt every game, I noticed them.
No, I didn't.
Yeah. It was. Do you know, tell you what? I noticed them, and it was really odd because I was looking at your tash most of the time, but then I actually looked at it like
It's
that.
always got to bring up the tash.
Yeah,
because it's November and you didn't do it. Think of all those men. You could have, donated. We still will.
I'll make a donation.
We'll make a donation page. We'll put a link down in the description to our Chelsea donation page. If you want to donate to November, there'll be a link down in the description. Scott, can you do that for us, please?
Can I what?
Make the November page and put the description down there for it. Awesome. Make sure you donate, ladies and gentlemen. But yeah, I didn't like that kit. I also hate the Nike kits. I think the last kit I actually genuinely really loved was the Centurion kit. It's the last one I loved.
That's a
I've done
long
nothing
time ago
against
now.
City. That was a nice kit. That's a nice
I look
Yeah.
back and I'm there going,
To be fair though, I've got to say my favourite ever Chelsea kit was the Umbro away kit when I had blue and black Fly Emirates.
was that the white one?
Oh, 3
Yeah.
or 4?
Yeah, that was a nice one.
Yeah, that's my favourite ever one. That was Umbro.
Shout the black and silver one was nice as well.
Oh yeah.
And then the one that grew on me, it's now a bit of a cult kit for me. Do you remember like that neon green one?
I knew you were gonna say
where
that.
Belletti just absolutely laced
I just
like
knew you were
he
gonna say that.
just bang one. I just remember that kit. That was a nice kit.
It's the hipster kit of Chelsea. That one.
Yeah, well, I'm a bit of a hipster. I know that. Listen, I was wearing flat caps before everyone watched Peaky Blinders. So I mean, to be honest, I'm a bit of a pioneer if you ask me. That's my kind of fan. But yeah, right. Shall I leave you two gents to it, or is it? Oh, hold on, wait. Is that what's the next one?
Next one is from Vishal RV, and he says,
Do you guys feel we need better fullbacks who cross the ball well in order to compete with the light because our pace of fullback is really low? Would you sell Kante and use that money to get replacements and players ready for the what?
What?
Hang on, what?
Wait, what's this about selling Kante?
Yeah, this is exactly why I did this.
this question-
Because this
Wait,
is
what?
bonkers.
I didn't read this through properly.
Yeah, this is
Scott, do you want to hop in on
exactly
this as well?
I'll join this.
Right, first off, I
Come
just
right here.
don't
Come
want
right here.
to
Sit.
sell
Come
Kante.
in. Come in. Come in.
First of all, we'll
Come here,
discuss
Scott.
the first
Come
question.
here.
We'll go for the first question.
Let's go for the
Start
good
off,
one.
alright?
Do you guys feel we need better fullbacks who cross the ball well?
I'm gonna say no because we don't cross.
Well, Marcus Alonso, everyone bangs on, oh, he's got a great final ball, oh, he's so good going forward, so no. And that's been quite a balances out by being good defensively. So, I understand the right-hand side, someone may say, people say we want someone, or is it that talk of Uzai from Napoli? This is really weird, can you get up please? But I think we're not going. I don't think we're going to sign Uzai because we've still got that thing with De Laurentiis and the deal with Napoli saying we could take Napoli and Scotty P. That probably did make more sense. There was that whole deal with Napoli, wasn't there? And where we can't sign any of their players for a year, so we won't get Uzai until next year if we get him. And to be honest, out there, I don't think there's any other viable options which I'd really consider. The good thing about Uzai is he's currently not first choice at Napoli.
Is he not?
Nope. There's some guy called Markic. That's his name. Uzai.
Uzai.
Oh.
Yeah,
That's how you say it. LC Uzai. I learned that.
I always thought. Oh wow. Okay.
I actually got told that. I learned that.
I
Big up the boys in Gloucester and Tunbridge Wells. Napoli fans.
I learned that World Cup.
No, well, he is a decent little player, but he's not the first choice at the minute. But they're asked for about 50-60 million quid. Would I want to spend 50-60 million quid by selling Kante? No, I'd rather cut off my left testicle.
Yeah, Kante categorically cannot go.
He if he ever leaves, it should be for like at least 150 mil plus.
Yeah.
I think if he ever leaves, it should just be as like a swan song thing, like players go to America or something like that. That's the only way I want to see him go.
He likes Chelsea.
Has to be retirement.
That would be perfect.
But he likes Chelsea. He doesn't want to leave. So I don't understand the one thing I understand this year. Everyone's banging on about his output not being as good. You watch a game, even if his output's not as good. N'Golo Kante, every single game we play without him, we get overrun.
Yeah.
Every other game, even if he's not making tackles and he's not covering as much ground as he normally does, he is still that influence on the pitch.
Yeah.
I don't think there's a game. There's certain games, like for example, the past few games, Jorginho's had poor game. There's times you say he hasn't done anything. I don't think there's a game I can ever say Kante's not done anything in a game. He's always done something in a game. There's never been a game where he's not done anything. He's not had some influence on the game, whether it's tackles, whether it's a good pass.
City last year.
That was everyone.
I mean, that was
Wasn't he playing?
No,
That's where he was.
he had a last minute illness. We had Fabregas and Drinkwater.
You're right. I remember that now.
Explains a lot, doesn't it?
That does, yeah. Drinkwater. I forgot.
Jesus.
Imagine we played City with a midfield of Fabregas and Drinkwater.
Did we overload the midfield? I swear, Bakayoko in there as well.
Man,
That's top stuff.
We had Hazard up front.
God.
They had like 9 touches all game.
This is how much I don't remember that last year. I don't remember yesterday, but hours.
The thing is with Kante though, I'm pretty sure, correct me if I'm wrong, but he's still got it, as of so far in the Prem season, he's got the most distance covered as well.
I mean, it's a guy like Kante.
Exactly, yeah, but I mean, that just goes to prove the point as well.
I feel the whole thing with stats, I like to look at stats in terms of player output. Kante is a player where, when people says you can really see his influence on a game outside of the statistics, he's probably one of the very few exceptions I look at. Because when people, for example, talk about Willian has been a great servant for Chelsea, and there's no doubt about it. And people saying, there's a Twitter war, or it's all of Twitter that just hate Willian. I looked at the stats, and to be honest, Willian covers a lot of ground, but it's a secondary stat. If you want to look at his output over the past few years has been shocking. And if people want to talk about chances created, that again is a secondary stat. That is something which, it's great if you're creating the chances, but you need to be getting assists and you need to be scoring goals. So that's what he's there. That's what if you're playing a winger role, that's what you should be doing. You're not I think right wing's a bit different to right midfield. I feel right midfield is someone who's there to create the opportunities. Right wing, you're a more advanced player. You're going forward a lot more, and you need to be having a direct influence on the game. N'Golo Kante, in his role, central midfield, he has direct influence on the game, regardless of passes completed and all that kind of stuff. He finds the necessary passes, he does the simple things, makes the necessary tackles. That is what he does. That's what he's there for. And like we've already been saying, we do miss his influence when he's not playing.
Yeah.
So it's a case of I think it'd be ludicrous to sell Kante. However, if an offer came in for 60 million for Willian, why the fuck did we not take it?
Yeah.
That's all I think. Cause
I mean, at the end of the day, Kante is a World Cup winner. Do you know what I mean?
I don't even know how it's a question.
Yeah, I mean, mate, I could probably understand.
He was our player of the year last season.
And he won the PFA player of the year before.
Exactly.
The only thing I can think why it's come up is because there's been talk of Kante being played in the wrong position.
Which I'd say he has been.
Yeah, but that is really pales into insignificance, really. In the grand scheme of
I think that kind of elevates him. If he's been playing out of position, he's still having quite a decent season, and he's not in a natural position for him. Yeah. That shows that how good a player he is.
Well, there's some players that would
Like, there are some players who have good games that would dream of having Kante's bad games.
Yeah.
Because he's that good.
Yeah.
Fact is, yeah, he might be being playing the wrong position, but you know, it's only going to be... I think it's only going to be a matter of time before he starts to understand his position a bit more. Fact is, I've been saying this whole season's transition. So I don't really mind if he ain't there yet.
Yeah.
End of the season, let's see where he's at. Fact is, he's a quality midfielder, and I think he would have developed a lot more.
Kante is the best midfielder in the world.
If we put him for sale, there isn't a big club in the world that wouldn't take him.
I'd say
Would
Modric.
absolutely take him.
And what you said though is debatable. I think Modric is
In
it's 'cause
his
it's
position.
role. In his role,
In
yeah.
his
What-
role,
what
he
you
is-
say? You said he's the best midfielder.
Yeah.
When you say,
In his
are you
role.
talking in his where he playing? Are you talking all round or just in where he plays?
But all round, he can pass. He can't shoot for shit. Let's be honest. So
Ever so often.
he scored 3 goals for us. So.
Yeah, but every so often he
Absolute
somehow
screams.
brings it out.
No, the one where he chopped past Phil Jones or something in the FA Cup against United a couple of years ago. That was
Slotted it
funny.
past Schmeichel at King Power as well.
He did.
Mind you, obviously they're not.
Was that when you got pneumonia?
Wait, what?
Well, when I got no, that was the cup game.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't worry, it wasn't that early.
See what he does to this channel. He got pneumonia. He doesn't sleep. I don't sleep. And Scott's just here.
Yeah.
And he drives, which is always the bonus. So
Yeah, he does. Fair
But,
play for doing that.
yeah, God, that can't be solved. Right, next.
I mean, thanks for your question anyway.
Thank
It's
you.
a good topic for discussion. I'll
Yeah.
give him that. Yeah,
Yeah, it is.
but it's a crazy question.
Yeah,
That's one word.
No.
The
Right.
first question was good though.
Yeah.
Right, next question. Pugs873 says, which Chelsea player had a better career, Zola or Lampard?
Lampard.
I was going to say, I'm
Lampard.
going to put this out there. He's the highest scoring midfielder.
Lampard.
He's our top goal scorer.
You know, mate, Steven
Trophy.
Gerrard is the best English midfielder of the generation. You're right, okay. No, he's not. He didn't win the league.
Lampard isn't even the best.
Just look at the trophies.
Midfielder.
Oh, Scholes was probably the best, I think.
When you have Xavi, Iniesta, and someone else telling you they're the best player he's ever played against, then
Paul Scholes.
yeah,
Yeah.
then there's no.
And we played him on the left wing for England.
Oh God.
God, we were retarded. Or stupid. Can't say use retarded in 2018. That's offensive. Identify as a freezer.
Yeah.
Alright, next question. S_escape123 says, what do you guys make of a potential 2-year transfer ban?
This worries me.
Yeah, this is a whole separate video as well. So take this out. We're going to obviously we'll put out SBC. We'll put this out separately as well for you guys to check out.
This, if it ends up
I
being,
think there's too much leverage on UEFA for these things to happen.
Well, I mean, what if we get this? I question PSG. I question Manchester City.
it
I
depends what
question
it's
Real.
for. If it's for what I think it's for, if it's for the same thing as Atletico and Barca, this worries me.
Was it the Gael Kakuta like thing where we
No,
Gael
it
Kakuta?
was Bertrand Traore. That
I
was
thought
the
it
that
was-
was the main-
No, I know it's
I thought
Bertrand.
it was-
Was
I
the
thought
Gael
it was
Kakuta?
Christensen's
I'm not
dad.
entirely sure.
Yeah,
thought it was Christensen's
I
dad.
saw. If you give me a second, I've got it up. There was one that came out in the news recently. I know it's a Telegraph,
I think
nonetheless.
if I remember correctly, the story was his dad got signed to on a
can't get
contract
it.
the same day as Christensen got signed.
Yeah, but it is
Scouting contract or
Christensen.
something
It,
like
it
that.
definitely is about Christensen.
Because there was one on
Fair
Traore as well.
I know that's the one that's been mentioned the most. That's
Yeah, I think those are the two that we've heard about.
I mean, we were very open when we were looking at Bertrand Traore as how and when we were going to sign him. Well, he was 16 when we first scouted him. He went to Thailand with us. We didn't sign him for a couple of years. We let him carry on playing where he was, and then we brought him in.
I thought the Bertrand Traore case had already been put to bed about 3 times, and this is being brought up again.
Yeah, so I'm not worried about the Bertrand Traore one because it's been brought up, taken down, brought up, taken down loads of times.
Yeah.
Christensen, I just feel that this is just a
Don't
pitch.
worry.
Sorry, go on, Jack. Go on.
No, he just
Oh,
stepped to
no.
my foot and he was like, sorry, mate.
I was trying to put my
You
shoes
used to
on.
play footsie under the table.
I was trying to put my shoes on.
Why were your shoes even off,
My
Lewis?
feet are wet.
oh God.
Oh, they're the ones. Why haven't you bought a new pair yet? I told you.
I have. I'm not bringing them out in this weather.
It's not that bad.
Anyway,
It's not that bad,
Just a wee bit of
I'm
me.
fucking
It's not
freezing.
So you say, oh, you beat me.
I'm fucking freezing.
You'll leave it with a bit of flip, with a
bit of football.
bit of fit bar. Did he? Scottish t-shirt.
Hey.
It's mainly because I haven't washed my clothes. Yeah, I need to do my wash.
Uni life.
Shout out to the
But yeah,
Rangers
what
boys.
you were saying about the Traore thing, I still think, even though you said it put to bed, that still worries me just because the one I remember most was the Barcelona one, and that was to do with Pulisic, and that was similar thing to Traore. That was had been put in the media, that had been It was put out there that they were trying to sign him. They signed him, and it went through. And then it was after that, even after all the media stuff and everything, that was one of, I think, a couple of players that was focused on, and then they got banned for 2 years. So I'm still worried, even though that's been put to bed, like you said, that could end up coming to bite us in the arse. And
Here's the thing though, let's use the scenario that, we get investigated, we get a 2-year transfer ban. Most likely scenario is that we appeal it, get a transfer window where we try and get as much done as possible. And then maybe it's a case of, we have all these players on loan, maybe it's about time that we end up having to use them.
Yeah,
Good.
It could be like
Blessings
a lot.
I also think along those lines, you know, it could, if we do, then it means we have to work more on the youth, as you said, and then that means we can, like, we'll still have loads and loads of players, right? If we do get this ban, so all we need to do is we got the coaches at Chelsea, just keep developing the players, and just we can hopefully make them into really good players. Profit. I mean, I think it's an unethical way of doing it, but I mean, at the end of the day, it could promote homegrown talent again, of which we need at Chelsea.
I think to an extent it would kickstart us having. It would give us the kick up the arse we need to get everything done. If we had to, I think, and if we got the appeal for the next transfer window, I think we'd end up clearing the deadwood. Well, attempting to, and I think we'd actually make a serious go of it. And our hands would be forced to make transfers. And one thing you've seen is when Chelsea's hands are forced, we do usually do the right thing. Usually, sometimes we leave it a bit too late, but most of the time we usually get there.
I genuinely don't feel our business has been so lax, even though we got all we needed in the summer, in terms of Jorginho and the other players that we brought in. I can't remember off the top of my head who else we brought in.
It was just Rob Green.
Rob Green and Jorginho, was that it?
Rob Green was a free.
And Kepa.
Kepa.
And
Keith. And Kopp,
Kovacic.
So
that was done kind of at the same time.
We brought in all the players we needed to, but we were just so relaxed about it. I agree, where when we're forced, we leap into action. It's something that needs to happen.
I think this transfer window was one difference because the deals we did, so Jorginho, we only did once Sarri went out and recognised him, and then recognised City were going to sign him, so that's when we went out and we made sure we got him. Rob Green's Rob Green, so who cares?
Hey, Rob Green, don't
He won us the Champions Cup against Leon.
Exactly.
Right.
Chelsea legend.
And then the Kepa deal was only when we realised that Courtois wasn't going to sign and wanted to leave. It was at that point that's when we went out. So it wasn't like we could have done it any quicker.
It was good business though. We only spent 35 million on it.
No. There was a massive thing on our group chat.
No, I'm just saying, seriously, we only spent.
I leave the group chat for one day.
Yeah, we are not going into this.
It was £35 million. Real said the other 35 instead of giving it to us for Courtois. £35 million each. Signed him, done. That's a very good bit of business from Chelsea, and it was rushed, which means it was good. And I'm right, as per usual.
I mean, to be honest, I'm glad I didn't get involved with it on the day, and I'm glad I'm not going to now. Simple
I'm
as.
buying you drinking here, but
Nice. I left my drink over there.
Just a little trickle. Anyway, good question.
Still puts the message across. Last question. Salman Ajum says, should Chelsea name the stands after our legends at the new stadium, and if so, who? Everyone's gone a bit quiet.
The Shed and the Matthew Harding need to stay the same.
Yeah.
You can't have different names. It's the other two stands, the East and the West stand, I think it's debatable.
Who would you name after that?
I mean, the Roman Abramovich stand, I think, is something that could be considered. I don't think it's a good shout.
I don't think he'll be there while
I'm
he's
thinking
in
out loud.
charge.
Oh yeah, no, I'm thinking out loud. Obviously, I know the comment section people are already going to be doing that on their keyboards. But I mean, John Terry, that's going to get a mixed reception. Ron Harris, I mean, there's barely anyone at our age who knows who he is, which is really depressing.
Yeah, that is poor. I mean, I think that if, in order for that to happen, I think either John Terry or Frank Lampard has got to come to manage at Chelsea and be successful, and then I reckon they'll get. I reckon they'll get it.
Okay, it'll be Frank.
Yeah.
He's doing very well, Derby, actually. Well, not very well, but doing well.
He's doing well.
He's doing.
They gave us a good game. That's all that matters.
Yeah.
I mean, I was choking up at the end of the game. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
But I think he's definitely someone who could be considered for that. I think the Frank Lampard stand, yeah. I think if you went even further back, Someone said the Egg de Hoy stand.
Ed de Hoy.
Ed de Hoy. Sorry, Andre Flo. What about the Dan Petrescu stand?
Oh. Wow.
I don't know. I'm just thinking out loud and taking the piss now, so no, we have no idea.
Ken Bates stand.
Oh God, wanker.
To be fair, he did save the club though.
Yeah, he paid us for £1 and then basically ran us into the ground again.
Yeah, I mean he did do some good things, I suppose, but that's another
He
story
then did the
for
same with
another
Leeds.
time.
That's Ken Bates.
My feelings are mixed towards Ken Bates, but yeah, different topic anyway altogether.
Yeah, I mean, in terms of stand names, I think put down in the comment section who people could think could have it.
I think the problem we've got is, apart from obviously Matthew Harding, if you look, you look at like other Premier League clubs, so like where their name stands, you've got the Sir Alex Ferguson stand that springs to mind. That's the only one. Is there any
Bobby
others?
Charlton.
Bobby Charlton, stuff like that. I think I'm not saying we haven't got that legends. Obviously, we've got legends to the same degree. But if you look at what Ferguson did for United,
Just wait. Careful what you say now, because you do realise what you're about to say.
yeah, I know. I'm probably going to get hate for it, but like, so I'll give you like you look at what Ferguson did for United.
I've got a name for a stand. Sorry for a cut off. Peter Osgood stand.
So I was thinking, yeah.
It's fair, but yeah, I think.
I think the banners, because we've got the banners in the shed. I just don't think it'll. I don't think it will.
He's buried below the penalty slot below the shed as well, isn't he?
Yeah.
But that's
It's ashes.
Oh, fair.
Oh, I might have been.
Well, you know.
Yeah, no, but go on.
I think. Say we had a manager or a player that we kind of do. Like, well, I know we do like John Terry and Lampard, so that's why they're the first two names. But barring those two, no one else really springs to mind. Particularly from a manager like even Mourinho, he was only with us for what, 2.5, 3 seasons. So
there's too much hatred from Mourinho.
Too
many.
But yeah, that's what I'm saying. There's no one else apart from him that you could really say, like from a manager perspective from us, that you could say he did that so much for us. Maybe Glenn Hoddle, you mentioned. I think last.
I think Glenn, but I think because Glenn Hoddle's Tottenham as well. I don't think that would go down.
Yeah, so there's no one really that springs to mind that's like that, that's done so much for the club over such a long period of time, bar the likes of Terry and Lampard, that you could then genuinely say, hey.
Could you put his name
I
there?
mean, I was thinking that as well, but I mean, I don't know.
It's a tough one. It's a tough one.
I don't think enough people know. I just doubt enough people even know enough about Roos, but
People need to learn about the club. I think
Yeah.
that's the thing. I think we should try and help with that a little bit.
the Marina Gareth Salov stand.
Marina Grabaskaya.
Yeah.
No.
Imagine that.
She gets a stand. Imagine if that's the name change for Matthew Harding in the new stadium. I refuse to sit there. I'm not sitting in the stand with her name on it.
It wouldn't work with the contractors. She'd just been signing for years.
I
and
feel
years.
for the guy
one
who has to announce that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How about the Marco Lemonalo stand? No, I've got one. The John Obi Mikel stand of excellence.
Oh.
I'm more of a Gillabodgy guy myself.
The Jeremy. Oh no, you could split stand. We could have Celery, Damien Duff, Jeremy, John Terry, and 4x2. That could be the 5 blocks in the new stand. No, yeah, come on. I think we don't know. We don't know, basically.
Yeah. It's difficult, so.
You lot tell us, but this is all the normal questions for Sad Boss. So let's go to Sad Boss's Corner for the Sad Boss of the Week.
Alright guys, welcome back to Sad Boss's Corner and our Sad Boss of the Week. This week is at LukeyBoy2892. So fair play to you, my friend. And you, I thought you were going to clap there as well. Show a bit of appreciation to the man.
Yeah.
Can't take him anywhere, honestly. But he asked 2 questions. The first is favourite goal against Spurs, and second one is, do you think Pulisic would be a good signing, and do you want him at Chelsea? Now, I want to start with Pulisic, and I'll let you start on this.
He's meant to be 70 million, isn't he?
Around that ballpark, yeah.
Nah, not right now. I don't think it'd be worth 70. I think you got to take a look at our history with our most expensive transfers. Look at Morata. Look at Kepa. We're not going to say anything. Way too early for that. Morata, right now, let's be honest, wasn't worth the money.
No.
Torres, let's be honest, wasn't worth the money. Shevchenko, let's be honest, wasn't worth the money. Are we going to throw another 70 million out?
I mean,
on
it's
a risk.
It's definitely a risk. Now, I personally, I like Pulisic. I think he's a great player, but I mean, somebody asked me this a few days ago. This exact question. I was like, keep him at Dortmund. It's a fantastic place to nurture young talent. Keep him at Dortmund for a few more years, and I know his price will probably go up, but then I'd take him at Chelsea. At the moment, I think he's too young to start. In realistic terms, he's not in terms of his ability, but I think in terms of the way Chelsea works, they're going to say, oh, he's too young. Give him time.
I agree on that. I think he's what, 21, 22? And I'm not trying to say, I'm not saying he's a terrible player, but the fact is you're paying for potential. And when it comes to potential as well, a 70 million price tag on your name is going to do something. It could mess with his confidence. I'm not glad we've signed Kepa for 70 million. It hasn't really messed with him. I get that, but every player is completely different. It's a completely different role.
I think that sort of, in terms of that though, it's like that's when the backroom stuff comes into it, and like the psychologists and that type of thing.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think we can both agree that we would say that he's a great player, but we wouldn't take him yet.
I'm not gonna lie. If we were going for him for, let's say, 40 to 50 million, I'd be like, yeah, you know what? But 70 million, I don't know. 70 million.
Well, I still think
you have to be sure.
I still think he's a player you can make profit on. If we bought him in the next 3 years, no, 2 years, I'd say we could still make a profit on him. If we wanted to sell him, well, actually no, scrap that, because I think if we do buy him for that amount of money, we'll keep him for a while.
I think we could profit.
Scrap that.
I think we could profit, but I think the profit would come off his name in itself because of the American market. So I do think we can make some money off the American market, but we're not trying to pay for branding. We're trying to pay for potential. We're trying to pay for talent.
Yeah.
Questions for 70 million from reading up on him from a bunch of Dortmund fans on Reddit. They're all saying that they think it's more or less inevitable that he's going to leave in the summer. He's not going to leave in January, and they think that he's, as of right now, has been a bit too individualistic of a player.
I mean, I'm thinking though of Dortmund, because obviously Jadon Sancho and, I mean, Royce plays cam and left side. I can't remember the other left side player who plays for Dortmund. Wolf.
Yeah.
Oh, I genuinely don't even know, to be fair. But all I know is Pulisic isn't starting for Dortmund. I don't think he's injured, to my knowledge. So that's sort of.
I forgot it was someone different. Never mind.
I mean, there's Philip as well, but I don't think he's more of a striker, isn't he? Maximilian Philip. I know the guy's name. I'm sure I know the guy's name.
Brun Larsen.
That's it, Brun Larsen. Yeah.
Bayern. Forgot what he was.
Yeah. So he's not starting. He's not starting.
Okay,
but he's young.
Even then, how can you justify paying 70 million for someone who isn't starting for their team?
Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, he
70 million, he's got to be the best player on the team.
But he was, and when he was playing for Dortmund last season, he was absolutely fantastic. Like, I can't lie, he was a great player.
I get that.
Then again, it's this season.
Exactly. That's the thing. So if there's one good season, one bad season, the fact is, you need to see the consistent talent if you want to put that sort of cash out.
Yeah,
and we can't make the same mistake again in terms of putting that much money in for a player. I'm not saying it's going to flop, but for that sort of price tag, you need to be sure that he's going to succeed.
Well, we can agree that it's definitely a risk if we did anyway.
Yeah.
And the second bit was favourite goal against Spurs. Now, we all know we've got Spurs coming up this weekend, and I think this was the perfect question as well. I've got my favourites. Pretty much all of my favourites. So I'm going to start with Eden Hazard, 15-16 to win Leicester the title. Shit season, but what a fucking goal, mate, honestly.
And the next 10-15 moves after that as well.
That's
the Spurs fans as well was beautiful.
So I was right on the edge.
Leicester!
Yeah. And then they chanted "You are embarrassing" to us as well. I remember that. That was a good day though, I can't lie. We didn't even win the flipping game. But it was just the fact that Spurs had done it. Yeah. Just the fact it was Spurs. Another one, I've got to say, Shevchenko's at White Hart Lane. He was running down the right-hand side and cut in, banged it top left, fucking finished that, absolute finish.
Well, was it 6-1 at the lane as well? That was a good day.
Yeah, I don't know if there was any super stand. I can't think if there was any super stand.
Ran right, I remember.
Yeah.
Was in
6-1 at the lane.
Was it 6-1 or was that here? Wembley? We beat them
5-1. Yeah, we definitely not beating 6-1 at the lane.
No, we beat them 6-1 I think.
Not a
Flo
lot
got
at
a
the
hat-trick,
lane,
didn't
I
he?
don't think.
Was
he short at the lane?
I think we beat them 6-1 at the lane.
Flo got a hat-trick that game, right? I don't know, mate.
Well, that was the Makaleli as well at White Hart Lane.
That one I love.
607.
I love that.
Can I put one forward for this?
Go on.
I'd like to put forward, even though it's maybe a bit of an arrow in the middle. Wide, low gentleman, very sorry. I'd like to put forward the Gary Cahill volley when we beat him 4-2 in the 12-13 season from the corner.
I'll put that up there.
I can't even think of the goal.
Literally, you know how Gary Cahill does that thing? He's done it a few times where it chests it.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
that's good. And then didn't Matt scored that day as well? Scored a decent free kick or something. Someone scored a worldie. A decent goal.
Matt scored twice that day. It was Sturridge, but
So Stards scored a tapping.
everyone was talking about the link up between Matt Oscar and Hazard.
Yeah.
I remember that, the Mazaka partnership.
Mazkar, really?
I thought it was Mazaka.
I prefer the three amigos. That's what I like.
3 amigos.
Even
One
though-
is better now. But yeah, that's my contribution. To this. Anyway,
Do you want me to throw another one into the old pot?
yeah, go on.
The snake himself, William Gallas.
Yeah.
I thought we were talking about Matic.
Well, we'll get to that.
That was
But
the one.
The William Gallas goal. For those of you who don't remember it, it was 05-06. He was on the edge of the penalty area, left hand side, cut in and sort of curled it round into the corner. That was absolute finish. That. And I know it was William Gallas, and he's probably one of the most hated players in recent times for Chelsea fans. He still did score. Credit to him, it was a great goal.
Yeah.
I'm trying to... Oh, of course, Drogba's FA Cup goal. Chest, turn, bang, top left, finish.
Alright, now I've got to try to think of... I think there's got to be a couple more we can think of.
There's been a few because Tottenham are shit.
It starts. This is where it starts.
It's
Just waiting
shit.
for the collapse
Hey,
now.
listen, we're seeing expression. Lewis seeing expressions after this shoot. We've got the Toucans tomorrow. We've got George Keeley on Thursday.
Don't feel sorry for them. They chose to be Spurs fans.
Exactly.
Yeah.
and they chose to do collaborations with us. So I mean, to be fair, it's not what I like about We're Tottenham TV. Is they get a lot of stick, but they do give it as much as they get it.
That's why
I like that from them.
It feels like it's just an old foot. Like, because the other ones, you got this little bit of mutual respect. With the Tottenham boys, they got that respect as well. You're cool with them.
Good with mates, yeah.
But they'll fucking go for you.
Yeah.
More than anyone else.
Yeah.
That's what
It's
rivalry is about, though. I like
Yes,
that.
and it's good. But we're looking forward to that. But I think the winner for
Yeah.
best goal against Tottenham Hotspur, Matic,
Yeah.
absolutely. I think the correct term for this, and we're going to lose monetisation for it, is it was a bit of a thunder cunt.
Yeah.
He was straight into the top corner.
Yeah.
No one could stop that. And it was Zoom. Do you know what made it for me? Zuma's reaction.
Yeah,
Oh
exactly.
my god! Oh, he starts holding his head like, what is going on?
It honestly was one of the best goals I think I've ever seen live as well. It was just incredible.
I was sat next to Craig. Do you remember, if you remember Craig Dicker, the guy that used to be a regular.
Yeah.
Me and him were sat next to each other. We just looked at each other, just went absolutely fucking nuts. It was the way you used to like your eyes. Just looked, when he kicked it, you just went like this with the ball. You just went, and then you watched the ball just go into the corner. You're like, okay, and just didn't know how to react because no one expected it.
No, I went bonkers. You know when you celebrate so hard that when you try and chant after, you can't do it because you physically got no breath left.
Yeah.
Mate, that's what it felt like for me. It was just one of those goals. And obviously looking back on it now, obviously Matic is a whole United thing, but it's one of those things you just got to appreciate an insane goal when you see it.
He was a good player for us.
And especially against Spurs, obviously. So yeah.
Yeah. Do you want to wrap it up?
I think I will, yeah. So we've got a couple things to say just before we wrap up. First is, so as you well know, we have Spurs away on the Saturday. This pub, the Green Man, is where you need to come. I'm telling you, come for a pre-match pint. I mean, we're going to be here on Friday night as well, so make sure you try and run into us if you can.
Yeah, come have a pint with us.
Yeah.
Why not? It's nice. It's a good little pub. The guy's brilliant. Mal, obviously, the guy who owns it, is a Chelsea fan, and we absolutely love it. This is our local. We go to Union Wembley as well. So this is where we come. We enjoy coming here, and trust me, on a match day as well, you don't want to miss it.
Yeah, especially this Saturday. It's got to be done. Got to be done.
Anything else you want to add, Lou?
Like and subscribe to Carefree Lewis G, and all my socials as well. I think that's about it.
I mean, the other thing.
You've completely forgotten.
This show from next week onwards will be available in a podcast format because it is so long now. These lads are enjoying your questions. Scott's enjoying being behind the camera. Production is going smoothly. We've got some stuff in the pipeline for this, but obviously from next week onwards, this will be available in a podcast format as well. We're also going to be very soon. We are going to be releasing a podcast. I'm looking forward to doing that. That's gonna be my thing because I don't have a second one, which I'm really excited to do. So
I hope you use my name though.
What the Blue Balls podcast?
Yeah.
That is definitely being used. You're going to be using the Blue Balls when your missus isn't making you happy. Don't worry, lads, we will. Not in a sexual way, but we'll just make you happy. But other than that, listen, make sure to subscribe to us on Chelsea. Also, spend time on Facebook, Snapchat, Twitter, and Instagram. Obviously, make sure you check out K3LSG. Make sure you check out
Summing. Just check out Summing.
And yeah, that's my piece. I'll let you finish up, mate. See you in a bit.
I mean, what more is there to say, to be honest? We'll see you next week. Thank you again for your questions, and we're out.
Fuck off, you Spurs.
Is it? Yes.